Hello everybody, welcome back to Algebra. Last time we started graphing with slope-intercept form, and I figured today we should probably go over just a few more examples, since it's not always the easiest thing to do right off the bat. So I've got four equations here that I have written down, and they're all based on slope-intercept form. I wanted to go over some things that you might need to know / find interesting. Okay, now the first one here, we've got y equals x plus 1. You might wonder what the slope is for that one. Well, when there's nothing in front of the x, right, there's nothing there, that makes the slope 1 over 1. So you'd go up 1 over 1. If you had a negative sign in front, so it was just negative x plus 1, it would be negative 1 over 1. So that's how you find the slope in that situation. The other thing I find a lot of kids find confusing is sometimes the y-intercept has a negative sign in front of it, but the equation is mx plus b. So they're confused because there's a minus b. Okay? Plus b means plus or minus. They just generalize it that way. When you write mathematical formulas, when you write a plus, you really mean plus and minus. So if there's a negative number in the y-intercept, that's okay. Okay? So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to make it positive. You don't have to do anything like that. It's just a number. So we're going to graph these equations here on my graph over here that I drew. All right. And we're going to start with our first equation, which was y equals x plus 1. So remember, the first thing we have to do is find the y-intercept, and in that case, it was plus 1. So we'll go to the x-intercept and go up one spot. And there we go. And then we'll use the slope to find the next point. And since our slope is 1, we would go up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. And we'd have our graph, which I didn't draw perfectly, but that's okay. So that was our first graph right there. Looks good. Yeah, that dot's way off. Oh well. Now the second one, we've got y equals 1/2 x minus 2. So our y-intercept would be down 2 from the x-axis, right here. And then the slope is 1/2. So that means you'd go up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. And make your line. Remember, positive slopes go up to the right, and now negative slopes go down to the right. So let's take a look at our third equation, y equals negative 2x plus 4. So our y-intercept is 4 above x, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up there. And our next point is going to be negative 2 over 1. So that means you'd go down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. And see, as you can see, because we have a negative slope, our line is going down to the right instead of up. Awesome. Let's do our last equation here. We've got y equals negative 1/3 x minus 1. So our y-intercept is that negative 1 right there. And we're going to go down 1 over 3. Down 1 over 3. Awesome. So now we've got all four of our equations graphed on there. And I just wanted to go over a few more things that might be pertinent. Sometimes you're going to get an equation that doesn't have a b term. So it might be y equals x. You're like, okay, well, where do I start? Well, since there's no number back there, that means that b is 0. So you're going to start at the origin. Remember the point where the y-axis and the x-axis meet. The other thing I wanted to point out is more of a trend that you might have noticed as well. Whenever your slope is a fraction, it's going to be more of a flat line. Whereas if your slope is above 1, like negative 2, it's going to be very steep. So the more your slope is above 1, the steeper your curve is going to be, the steeper your line. The less under 1 your slope is, the flatter your line is going to be. I hope you found these two videos about sloping using graphing using slope-intercept form helpful. And we'll see you next time, where I'm going to teach you how to solve equations using graphing. See you soon. Bye.